Greetings and salutations. How about a little demolition?
I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, today is a good day because it is new project day. Next project in the queue is my Demolition Man. If you want to see kind of the backstory on how and where I got this, then just look on my channel for a video called Pinball Pickup Adventures to Quebec for a Demolition Man. So it shouldn't be too hard to find that. And you can see me and Jamie go drive like, I don't know, supposed to only take about 6 or 7 hours, but it took us longer because we dilly and we dally. And yeah, so it was the longest road trip I have ever taken to pick up a machine. And it was in a very humid basement, so the exterior of the cabinet was very, you know, had all that mildewy, moldy crap on it, and I gave it a wipe down just to get rid of the most obvious of stuff. The coin door was covered in it. You can see all the rust involved. And I have never seen Demolition Man handles worn so badly. I'm gonna have to look into getting these chromed. And there's a local source, Corey Cook of London Pinball, had them done on his Demolition Man. And you know, he just said make sure the guy doesn't like chrome like inside at all, because otherwise you'll have some filing to be doing, which he had to do on his chromed out handles. Which kind of reminds me, I do have like a spare half of a gun handle hiding up here. A much better condition. I don't know that it really matters, or if it's worth swapping that out or not. But the other thing is that I don't really have space. Playboy is the most recent project I finished, and I think I'm going to put it up for sale. I did list my Dracula also for sale. Can't keep them all forever, and if I want to keep bringing in new toys, then something has to go. So I think I'm going to put it right here. Technically it'll fit within the floor joists. There has to be a short machine here because of this cross beam, but it will fit here. It's just a little tight getting around this corner, coming down the stairs, which I don't love, but what I do love is starting a new project, so that kind of has to happen. So yeah, have a look at the legs. You can see how humid this basement was. Wow. It was pretty bad. The CPU had the original batteries in it, or batteries in it. I don't know that they were original. And the CPU actually is still here because I sent out all the boards already. That was my first step. My board guy Brent Butler is actually working on them today, so that kind of works out. And if you look closely down here, you can see just how bad everything is. Nice shades of blue and green. Fortunately, I did have a backup CPU that was in real good shape. It looks like someone had worked on it, but a few IC chips had been replaced. But I sent the pics to Brent, and he said it looks like a good candidate. So I sent that CPU to him instead. And I can still salvage this ASIC chip. And I was told to salvage 3 things. This, maybe this guy, and I think there's one other thing, and then the rest of the board is basically garbage, because you can buy these brand new reproduction at Weebly, nvram.com. Andrew Spittler, he sells them for like $150 US shipped domestically. That ain't pretty. So why is that one screw so friggin' rusty and none of the others? Interesting. Anyway, see how bad these connectors are down here. The corrosion is all the way down there. That means I'm gonna have to probably repin all these female connectors because they're gonna be in rough shape too. So I need to ensure that I don't have any switch matrix problems and repin. There's probably about 3 or 4 connectors. I think maybe 2 are unused down there, so that has to happen. But you know, this machine really should get the full Graisley treatment, but it's just going to get the Shenanigander treatment for now. The full shop job and clean up and polish up and beautify to my abilities. Start off with some brand new legs. These are a great candidate to get powder coated, so you know, I will save those for whatever machine needs it. And the goal, I think, I don't really know that I'm going to put the head on just yet, because maybe it's easier to do, like, I don't know. We'll figure it out as I go. But I'm going to at least move Playboy, bring this guy into the back room, put on some brand new legs, clean the crap out of the cabinet as much as I can, and kind of start from there. So that's the plan. Demolition Man, awesome game. What is it, 1994? 93? Does it say here? Actually, let's go consult the Internet Pinball Database briefly. Yeah, so February 1994, made 7,019 units, so I had one of these in my collection years ago and really enjoyed it, so very happy to have it back. Actual measured weight, 283 pounds, including the legs. These wide bodies are heavy. And it is a Dennis Nordman designed game. And yeah, anything else interesting? According to Doug Watson, he had serious difficulty creating the back glass because the movie production team kept rejecting his designs. And marketing slogans: the pinball that will blow you away. It's sure to arrive with a bang. One pinball you definitely want on your side, and Williams' most explosive pinball ever. So, alright, I'm excited to get this project started. Hope you come along for the ride. It could be a lot of episodes, judging by the condition. And I think, you know, the exterior condition is the worst. Interior, maybe it preserved a little better, so we'll find that out as we go along. But there you go, original promo poster. I don't actually have this one. I have a lot of different ones, but don't have this one. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, I've done some shuffling. Demolition Man has moved over. There's my Dracula. Had it for a while, but it is up for sale. So if you want to buy it, give me a call. Here's Playboy temporarily. I'm not putting the head up just yet because it's very awkward, and really it's better with 2 people. So still got the head here, but I have got the body on my lift cart. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of scrub the outside of the cabinet with some soapy water, maybe some magic eraser. You know, it doesn't look that bad. I can't really tell how much fade there is. Well, I guess we can look behind the leg. I'd say that it doesn't really look faded. I mean, being in the basement, there wasn't very much light down there, so I think the colors are actually pretty decent. I just wrapped up these hinges so they weren't banging around while we were trying to get this silly thing out of the basement. That was a challenge. Got those friggin' pie-shaped stairs. The cart does not like pie-shaped stairs that turn about 45 degrees. But we managed. It was a hard-fought battle, but this metal almost looks like a different color than this metal. This looks like stainless. This looks more gray, but I don't know. We'll give that a clean and see if that changes anything. Here's what I mean about the spots. Those might kind of stain the art, but maybe my magic eraser will clean that up okay. And this metal, this looks rough too. I really hope that cleans up, because I don't really want to remove all the side rails and get them powder coated. I mean, that is something that Kevin likes to do. Me, not so much. I wouldn't say he likes doing it, but he does it. These are not easy to remove, and I never want to remove any if I can help it. So it would be kind of nice to remove this grill too. Maybe give that to Kevin, possibly, to sandblast and spray paint. Now is actually probably the best time to repin those connectors for the CPU, because I can just put my chair right here, get a seat. I got a little workspace. This is probably ideal, so I think I'll do that. Let's have a look at the other side here. Yeah, see, this metal does look different. Just like, almost looks, maybe it's a different kind of metal. I don't know. Is that possible? It just looks more gray compared to the stainless. Anyway, let's try and get a look at this side here. Maybe I'll, like, I don't know, could maybe remove or just touch up these bolts. That'll probably be the easiest thing. Some black paint. Might do that. And then obviously I gotta remove these handles. Ooh, that could get interesting. What the hell kind of tool do I need for that? I'll have to, like, kind of wire brush clean out of there so I can access those. But yeah, there we go. Security screws on this side, so that's how I got to remove those. Lots of work ahead of me, but that's what I enjoy. And I think this will make a very nice before and after. So clean up the cabinet, repin the connector. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention. The smell. Way better. I can hardly even smell anything. It was pretty nasty at first. You can really see the white crusties on this. You know, machines that just have that humidity, some metals just get that white fuzz on it, and the side rails are no exception, and the power supply box. So it'll be a meticulous amount of cleaning involved. But the top side will be the fun part. Everything looks to be in pretty decent condition. I don't know how long the machine wasn't working for. But the longer it's broken, the better condition it is in, typically. Car looks to be in good shape. The eyeball. So, you know, this plastic has a tiny crack in it, but I imagine this would be one that would be broken on the regular. This guy's cracked. I could probably repair that plastic. Add a bit of Lexan underneath and crazy glue it together. Might just do that. This one's kind of broken too. Yeah, I'm missing a little piece off that guy. So a few little minor plastic breaks. If I see another one, I'm gonna probably start looking up a new plastic set. Oh, there's another car up there. I don't even know if I knew that, or if I did, I just forgot. But smashed the one car into this car and this car into this target. It's pretty cool. So, hey, I wonder, you know what, actually, I think somewhere in my stash, I may have some miscellaneous Demolition Man plastics, but where the F? Because I think I remember like an extra one of these somewhere, possibly. When you have like 10,000 parts and pieces, it's all spread out all over different storage places and closets and bins. It's kind of hard to remember everything that you've got, so every time I look in my stash, I'm like, it's like shopping all over again. It's like, oh, I've got that. Oh, I've got this. Gotta remember that. Do I remember? Of course not. Anyway, that's the sort of plan of attack for now. Yeah, the more I kind of dig in and rub around and sniff around, I can, yeah, smell it a little bit. Good old mildewy moisture smell. But I think I can get rid of most of that, if not all, with some good cleaning. Okay, so that's the plan. Let's get at it. Alright, I just checked my email, and check this out. My boards are ready to be shipped. So let's have a quick peek at what Brent did. So on my MPU, this is the replacement one, obviously. Replaced a capacitor, C31. U6, whatever that is. I got the Swear ROM package from Dave Estill, who lives close to Brent, and dropped off the ROM package today. So there's the one CPU ROM, and then there's like 8 sound ROMs. So, and then he installed a lithium battery, so I won't have to worry about leakage anymore. And then for the WPC 89/SPD, what is that? Power driver? I don't know what PD is, but he replaced C2 and C4 with 200 UF50 volt capacitors, and that's good. Now we got the DMD driver. Whoa, yeah, there was a bit of a hole on the driver that I sent him. One of the components had burned up. That's a very high voltage board for the display. So it looks like he had to do some damage control on that. R3, R8, R12, R13, R5, D4, D5, and repaired some burn traces. So that board looked like it was a bit of work. Then we got the soundboard. Oh, I'm clicking on stuff. Let's see, replaced U2 through U7 with, okay, so that is the sound ROMs. And removed C37 and C45 per Williams service bulletin. Okay, I did not know that. Replaced pretty much all the caps, it looks like. C15, 18, 19, 32, C41, C52, and that board is good to go. And then the Fliptronics board, replaced C2, a lot of capacitors, and there you go. So $300 for that, well worth it. Plus I spent maybe call it $90 on the ROMs, so $400, we'll call that. Oh, plus shipping and GST, damn it, son of a. And the reason it's $710 is because also my Addams Family board set he did as well, but we don't need to go over all that. So I've got to give Brent $710 Canadian so I can get my board shipped to me. Anyway, that is good news. Alright, a little bit of soapy water, magic eraser, a cloth, and maybe a towel. And a couple pairs of gloves so I don't get too wrinkly of fingers. And I'm gonna scrub the outside of this cabinet and see how it turns out. Here we go. Want some light? Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, it's not fully dry yet, but definitely an improvement. It really wasn't that bad in terms of like black streaks on the art, but up here where the lock bar was, there's usually a line there and some dirt back there, so that cleaned up nicely with the magic eraser. But yeah, so I'm gonna do this to the rest of the cabinet, and I might have to go over it again because it does seem like a little bit foggy. Oh, that could be from the magic eraser actually, so I'll have to give it a nice rinse after all said and done. But you get the point. I'll do this for the sides and the back, and then I shall report back. Okay, this corner is kind of especially nasty, so I might as well record this because it is probably the worst spot on the cabinet. So be satisfying to see this nastiness all go bye-bye. Like I said, the whole cabinet was pretty much covered like that, but I wiped it down briefly before lugging out of the basement. So let's try and clean this up. Where's my magic eraser? Alright, let's have a look. Let's zoom back out a bit here. Demo up to the T is nasty. And then the Ion looks a little better, wouldn't you say? Oh, get my finger out of there. That cleaned up real nice. So this guy don't need new cabinet decals, just needs a good cleaning. But yeah, you can really see the nastiness of it before and the niceness of it after. So this should clean up great. Okay, you can see by the pool of water on the floor that I've been scrubbing away. Already seen the front and a bit of the side, but just do a quick little walk around here. The side rails actually cleaned up very nice. I have no concerns about them. They're not dented, they're not tarnished. The hinges I cleaned as best as I could, and the artwork is fantastic shape. I give this cabinet probably a 9 out of 10. Cleaned up the back. It's much better. There's a little bit of rust in the bottom of the grills there, so we'll see if I want to do anything about that or not. Very inconsequential. I'm going to tape this back up, or glue actually. It is the date of manufacture, 1994, January 24th. Didn't it say it came out in February? So this is a very early run potentially. And maybe I can get that A back on there a little bit too with some crazy glue. So the back is meh, it is what it is. Swing around to the other side. I can swing this over pretty easily. And here we go. Look at that. That is very, very nice. Thoroughly happy with how this turned out. So, yeah. Cabinet, 9 out of 10. So, I might remove the handles and start doing some repinning. I made a bit of a mess. Wire harness guts are all spilled out. So, I was just investigating the connectors that I thought might be for the CPU. Those pins look nice and shiny. This is another one of these small connectors. Pins look nice and shiny. This one could be for the CPU. Also nice and shiny. So I was starting to wonder, like, how is it possible that none of these pins on the CPU are bad? Oh, and also I found that this whole harness separated from the pack entirely. And I got digging around a little bit and found a couple more connectors. And have a look at these guys. Not so shiny. So those guys at a minimum need to be repinned. New housings, new terminals, Molex style, Trifuricon style. Actually, no, these 0.100 terminals don't come in Trifuricon. So I'm going to repin these two connectors at a minimum. Then I have to figure out how to zip tie these guys back to the neck. I had to clip the zip ties, and yeah, we need to reduce the stress on the wire harness when they're attached to the boards. They had these zip ties like this that were screwed to the neck. I don't think I have that style zip tie, but let's see. It's the old holes here somewhere. I'm sure Kevin has done this a million times, so I can pick his brain on that if needed, and maybe he even has the zip ties for this that screw in somewhere around here. Anyway, that's up next. Okay, so I pulled up a chair, made this my temporary workbench, and here we have brand new connector number 1 with a new plug, new terminals, fresh wires. Here's the other connector that was real nasty. All beautiful now. And I went ahead and did this one as well. This is also for the CPU. I just referred to my photos. This one wasn't that bad. I'll show you in a minute. So that's all nice and happy now. And I was going to do this one, but I just don't see the need at the moment. This looks very shiny. And even where it was connected right here, those pins look good. And even on the back side, the corrosion didn't make it that far. You can see the kind of acne looking stuff on the bottom left corner here, where the green masking is darkened. And you can especially see it on the front side. But yeah, have a real close look here. Look how nasty. Those batteries just leaked, destroyed everything in their path. But fortunately this side was spared, so I'm not going to do that connector unless I find that I have some weird issues with switches then I will remember that, hey, I didn't repin this connector, so maybe I need to do that. So that is probably all the board work. It's kind of connector stuff that I'll have to do. Yeah, definitely probably the cause of the few issues that were on the machine when I first picked it up. There wasn't that many error messages. There was one for the claw, I think one for right out lane switch or something. How about this coil here? I don't know why it's black on one end. That's part of acid damage type stuff, or if that's normal. It doesn't look normal, so that don't look too healthy. So yeah, I'm gonna save the ASIC chip, game ROM, why not, and this chip, and I think that's all that this board is good for. And then throw it out. So number 2 on the back of the ASIC chip for some reason. That is also garbage. So I'll have a quick peek at general illumination connector. See if this is GI here. But it's got the black connector because it's more heat resistant and it looks to be in fine shape. But where's the other one? Is this it? And if I see any burn marks on the other general illumination connector, then I'll repin that too, but seems to be okay. Is it on this? No. It looks to be good. Okay, so I think there's really no reason why I shouldn't just stick on the head now. Give that a bit of a clean, and then maybe that'll be a good spot to call it a wrap for the night. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so just cleaning up the head. Top looks pretty good. This side turned out pretty good. Oh wait, no, this is the bad side. I don't know what happened, but the decal on this side has got some wrinkles in it. I don't know if that's from being by a window and heat, or is that shrinkage? Is it expansion? Is it because I had it in my car for a couple days? My car was in an enclosed underground parking lot, so it was not exposed to the sun. This side is pretty good, all in all. And the back actually cleaned up pretty nice too. It's a nice screen on the back. Very nice shape. And now I'm just moving around to the insides here and just want to show you how kind of nasty this is. So, and here's the clips for the 2 wire harnesses. So it's these 2 pieces that are clutch that I don't have, but now that I know how this works, I have 2 new zip ties and I can just zip them through there for the wire harnesses. So that's how that whole thing works. So I'm gonna scrub away and clean up. It's like leftover battery corrosion and rust and dust and just generic nasty. And I almost forgot to mention I did glue this sticker back on. I just used wood glue. It was way easier than trying to deal with crazy glue. And it went on fine. So there's that. Okay, so managed to get the head on. The hinges secured. The back latch attached. And I've got the 2 harnesses zip tied. So, and the neck cleaned up. It's a lot better than it was. I just got a mess of wires to deal with. I also cleaned up these ribbon cables. They were pretty gunky. So they're a lot better than they were. They're a little sticky and icky. But I think that's about all I did. And I think that's about all I'm going to do for the night. I think this is kind of a perfect spot to wrap it up. But assembly is mostly complete. Now I just got to wait for my boards to come in the mail. Install those. Oh, and I found the other general illumination connector. It's right here. It was in the neck, so that must be for the back box, I think, maybe. Probably. So maybe I'll repin that. It's not that bad. But anyway, things are coming along. Definitely was a pain to remove the head and to reassemble, but it made it, it was kind of nice to be able to carry it up the stairs in two pieces. It wouldn't have went otherwise, and it's kind of nice to handle it and assemble it one piece by piece and clean as I go. And yeah, so it worked out in the end. It'll definitely be a little bit heavier when and if this thing ever leaves the basement. It is a beast. Anyway, that is Demolition Man Part 1. So stick around for this journey. It shall be interesting. Hopefully I don't run into too many issues, but that's kind of half the fun. Discovering new problems and trying to solve them. So anyway, that is it for this episode. We'll see you on the next one.